Fourth Gate Podcast. I'm Damali here. What's up, you guys? Back with another Pretty Little Liars video. Today, I want to do something a little different, something a little special. Today, I want to talk about the 100 best Pretty Little Liars moments chosen by the cast and crew. I don't want to talk about the plot holes today or Marlene King or any of the negative things, because it is a big Pretty Little Liars anniversary, pretty much. The anniversary of the pilot, the anniversary of what went on in the pilot, the anniversary of us finding out about Allison being dead, the anniversary of Ari and Ezra. So it's just a big deal, whether or not we fuck with the show anymore or not. We all deserve that nostalgic feeling. We all deserve to sit here and look back at some of the more positive things that have gone on in the show that pulled us in, and that's why we're here at this point pissed the fuck off. Okay. Now, this article that I'm reading is another Buzzfeed article. It's by Jared Weaselman. He's a Buzzfeed news reporter. Now, I have not gone through this list. Like I said, it's 100 things. I've scrolled to maybe number 5, maybe number 3, not even number 5. So, I'm going through this with y'all. Now, of course, I'm not going to do the whole 100 list because we just ain't got time for that. But I will do maybe 20, 25. Now, I'm going through this list with y'all, so some of these things might not be important to me, but I'm going to read them, and I'm going to talk about them, and I'm going to do all of that. Okay. Number 1, we have Ezra's first kiss. Now, I'm not sure if this should be number 1. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be, because like I said, I haven't seen the whole list yet. But regardless if I think this should be number 1 or not, Ezra's first kiss is very important. The pilot is one of the most important episodes of Pretty Little Liars, period. And Ezra's first kiss was one of the first scenes that we saw. And speaking for myself, it was one of the things that I won't say necessarily pulled me in, but it was one of the things that had me intrigued. Just trying to figure out, okay, these two people seem as though they just met each other in this bar, but now they in the bathroom nearly banging. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that's very important. And Ezra's relationship pretty much carried, with A and with everything else, pretty much carried season 1. Season 1, 2, whatever seasons you want to go to. But I think it pretty much carried season 1, the teacher and the student relationship. So, and that was the first thing off of Pretty Little Liars that was like, okay, hold on now. He's an old ass dude. This relationship is pretty much forbidden. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first thing that we was like, hold on now. Okay. Number 2, they have Uncovering Allie. And this is another one that goes back to the pilot. When we first find out that Allison is dead and her body was found behind Maya's house. This is very important because throughout the whole episode, they're talking about this girl named Allison, and we don't know who the hell she is yet. We can tell that it was a friend, that they may or may not have had, some type of drama between each other before she died. Just things we can infer. But when we find out that she's dead, it takes everything to a whole nother level. And then we're trying to figure out, okay, now, was she killed? Did she just, pass out? Like, what happened? Okay. Number 3. Okay, number 3 is the text. Now, I think number 3, the text should be number 1. And I'm going to explain. Shout out to the Ezra fans. Shout out to y'all. But I don't think nothing is more important to the Pretty Little Liars show other than the text. Nothing. I'm sorry. Nothing can top the text for me. And we first got the text, going back to the pilot episode, we first got the text in the pilot episode. Now, I can't really, recall what I was doing when they first got the text and what I was thinking and how I was feeling, but I just remember in the first season, every time they got a text, I'd be like, God damn, it's A again. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the text was just so important, because going back before Pretty Little Liars, the text message wasn't that important. Now, hold on. I'm not talking about in the realistic world. I'm talking about in TV world. I mean, yeah, we have Gossip Girl, and they had a little bit of, it wasn't really text message. It was more online. But the text message wasn't that serious in the television world till Pretty Little Liars, till they got that first text in the pilot. And that's why I think that the text should definitely be number one. I don't even see how the text got to number 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have definitely been number 1, because I remember getting them getting that first text. I don't remember exactly what the first text said, but what the fuck that should say? I'm alive, bitches. I don't remember. But they got the text, and they were just at the goddamn funeral. So they like, okay, is this Allison? What? Like, the text started the mystery. I mean, we naturally, when we found out Allison was dead in the backyard, we naturally, started to think of, okay, this could have happened, that could have happened. But the mystery didn't officially start till they got that damn text. Now it's like, is she alive? Well, we just seen her body or whatever. We was just at the funeral. Is she alive? Is it someone else? What is it? And then remember, throughout the seasons or whatever, they would kind of show us things that kind of led to Allison, maybe wanting to fake her death, the little flashback scenes we would see. So that all of that just added to the mystery, but it all started with the text. Look, I don't understand how the text got to number 3. I don't get it. I think that should be number 1. Okay. Next, we got number 4. We got Lighting the Fuse, and Lighting the Fuse is about the Jenna thing. Season 1, episode 2. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna do. This is a positive. This is a positive. The YouTube episode, or whatever the fuck you want to call this shit. This is a positive one, so I'm not gonna dwell on the negativity. But I do want to say that the reason why the Jenna thing would not be this high on my list is because of the fact that it was made such a big thing in the first season, and then we never really, not even gonna say that, it didn't live up to its true potential, that storyline. I'll just say that they could have went far with it, and they chose not to. So that's all I'm going to say there. I do not think that should be number 4. I mean, it is important to the first season, but this list is the, 100 best moments of Pretty Little Liars, history. So just thinking of the Pretty Little Liars history, they didn't do that storyline justice. So that can't be that high for me. Okay, A New Friend, ? For Hannah. Season 1, episode 6, There's No Place Like Homecoming. Okay, and this is about the introduction of Lucas. I don't really know how I feel about this. I don't. Now, I'm not saying that this is not important, because Lucas was one of the most suspicious and one of the arguably best characters of the first few seasons. So he is very important. Number 5, I don't know, but let's look at the rest of this list first. Okay, Care to Tangle. Season 1, episode 6, There's No Place Like Homecoming. Toby gets in a fight with Emily at the homecoming dance. I think this was a good moment. Should it be number 6? I don't know. See, when I'm thinking of the 100 best Pretty Little Liars moments, I'm thinking of the memorable moments. You know what I'm saying? And this, I don't necessarily remember this moment like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember it, but I don't. Like, I don't remember what they talked about and what got them in a fight and the whole scene. But so I don't really look. Let's look at the rest of this list, because I don't know. Okay, number 7. Excuse me. Okay, number 7, we have A Silent Smooch. And this is season 1, episode 9, The Perfect Storm. Remember when Emily had that flashback about her and Allison kissing in the library. Now, I do think this is an important moment, because over the history of the show, we did see how their relationship evolved, and we got to learn exactly what Allison meant to Emily and vice versa. Number 7, I don't know. You know, it might be number 7. You know, the couple shits before it, I don't think should have been where they were. So, you know, it throws everything off. But this could be number 7. I could see this being number 7, because this was important. I mean, just look at all the Emerson fans that were born from this. You know, born from this scene right here. So, I do think that this was very important. And around this time, the first season, we're learning Allison's relationship with all the girls, and so this was a big piece on her relationship with Emily, and getting us to understand, like I said, you know, what they meant to each other. So I could see that being there. Okay, number 8, we have The Higher the Hair. Now, what the fuck is this? Season 1, episode 10, Keep Your Friends Close. Camp Mona, big-haired Arya, Emily emerge from Blue Bar. I don't think this is important. I'ma just straight up say it. What the fuck is this? That's not even memorable. That's what I'm saying. The things on this list, I feel like should be the most memorable, like the best. You know, shit that we would never forget from this show, and that's not one. I've already forgotten it. Okay. Number 9, we have She Knew Too Much. This is the same episode as the one before. Season 1, episode 10, Keep Your Friends Close. And this is obviously when Hannah got hit with the car. Now, I think this should be higher up on the list, considering the fucking last one in the ones before 7. This should definitely be maybe 5, 4, 3, arguably. Hannah getting hit by the car was one of the biggest things that happened. One of the first biggest things that happened in this show. Of course, we all knew she wasn't going to die. But at the same time, we were worried because we didn't know what the hell happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, is she going to not be able to walk? Like, we didn't know, And then to find out that Mona hit her. The same person that was her friend, the party that they were at. This whole episode was important, or at least was made to seem important. She knew too much. I still don't understand what the hell she knew, because from what I recall, she was in a tree and she saw Ezria kissing and making out. So Mona hitting her, I don't really get that part, and I don't get where she knew too much comes in. But regardless of that fact, and that was never explained, but regardless of that, I do think that this is a very important thing, and this was brought up in the finale that we just saw. It was brought back up, so that right there proves that this was one of the best moments. Okay, number 10, we got Emily's confession. Emily comes out to her father. Obviously, I probably don't even got to explain this. I mean, obviously, this was one of the, the most memorable, one of the best moments of this show. I don't know where it should be on the list. Probably higher. or 10 is fine. I don't know. Yeah, Emily coming out, and that was the point of her character. She was the gay character, so without her coming out, she wouldn't be as gay on the show. So that's a very important moment. Okay, number 11, we got a candy colored vision, and this is the first vision that we get of Allison, and this is when Allie appears to Hannah in the hospital. I definitely think this should be higher up, just for the simple fact it was the first quote-unquote vision that we got of Allie. We didn't know if she was dead or alive at this point. We're assuming that she's dead, but goes back to the text situation, so we don't know, and then we see her, so we're like, is it a hallucination? Is it real? We don't really know. So I think this should definitely be higher up on the list. A very good moment. I think all of her little, all of the vision moments that Allison had with the girls, all of the main ones that they had, because I think Spencer had a few of them. Like she may have had 2 or 3. But all of the main ones that they had with Allie, I think should be higher on the list. Way higher. Okay, 12, we got Piggy. And this is when A made the pig cupcakes for Hannah. And making Hannah eat the cupcakes. Honestly, I remember this because they have a picture up. So I remember it, but I don't. Like, I don't remember what was the point. Why A made the cupcake. And just for that fact, that shouldn't be number 12. Okay, number 13, we got Enter Mr. Rivers, and this is season 1, episode 14, when we first meet Caleb. I can't argue if this is an important moment, because I think anytime we meet a character anytime we meet a character for the first time is an important moment. So 13 is probably a good place for it. Shout out to Mr. Rivers. Shout out to Caleb. He doing his thing. Okay, number 14, we got Too Late to Apologize. And this is season 1, episode 16. When Paige shows up soaking wet at Emily's house to apologize for trying to drown Emily. See, I think the drowning should be number 14 and not when she came over to apologize. And that's just my personal opinion. I think the drowning was more memorable and was just a better scene altogether. Now, I don't really remember what she said when she came over to apologize. Like, I don't remember that scene, but I remember when she tried to drown a bitch. So, hey, I don't know about that one. Okay, 15, we got One Hot Shower, and this is when Hannah had to jump in the shower with Caleb because her mom came in the bathroom. This was a cute scene. I don't necessarily think this should be 15. Now, keep in mind, y'all, this is the 100 best episodes over 6 seasons or 5 seasons, because I think this was done in 2014, this list. So over 5 seasons, this is number 15. Hey, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I would put this number 15. It was a cute scene. It's somewhat started their relationship, somewhat. But over 5 seasons, I don't know if I could put that up there as 15. Okay, 16, we got Order In. Okay, I don't necessarily even remember this moment, but I guess that's a big deal when they first ordered in and had that little moment. Okay, 17, we got Caleb Gets Hot and Heavy. And this is when Hannah and Caleb first sleep together. Now, I do think this moment should be around what it is, because this is when, Hannah loses her virginity, and that's a big deal, for anybody, depending on how you feel about your virginity. And I think it was a big deal for Hannah, and I think it was cool that we got to see their first moment. Well, we pretty much got to see all the girls' first moment, but I think it was something a little more, well, I don't want to say it's something a little more special about Hannah and Caleb's, because if I had to vote on which virginity loss I thought was better, I would definitely go with Spencer and Toby. And I'm gonna digress for a minute. Now, I think that Spencer and Toby's little virginity time, virginity losing time that they had, was more important, just for the simple fact that he was around the same time. So he was literally fucking her and fucking her over at the same time. It don't get no better than that, It don't get no better than that. But shout out to Hannah and Caleb for getting it on in season 1, because Spencer didn't get it on to season 3. Okay. 18, we got Blindsided. And this is season 1, episode 20. Hannah slaps Jenna. So, I don't remember why she slapped her, but I'm pretty sure Jenna deserved it, because we all know she was a bitch in the beginning. Okay, 19, we got Chef Shady. And this is when, Hannah, wait. Okay, well, this is when I think Hannah and Caleb break up. Caleb gives Mona a note to give to Hannah, and she throws it away. So this is an important moment. I don't know if it should be number 19. Okay, 20, just hanging around. Ian, okay, we all know this. Ian chases Spencer through the church and gets pushed on the bell ropes. Now, I think this should be higher, just for the simple fact that this was one of the biggest mysteries for a long ass time. And like I said, I ain't gonna get all negative and I ain't gonna dwell on the negativity, but we had been wondering who killed Ian for a long time. And then we found out in season 4, episode 25, I think, that Allison was the one who pushed him, but she didn't kill him. Then we continued to wonder on who actually killed this fool, and we just recently found out that he killed himself shortly after. Now, do I agree? Do I think that's the way they should have went with it? Look, I'm not going to dwell on the negativity today, but I do think that this whole Ian situation should be higher up, just for the simple fact that it went on for seasons and seasons and seasons and seasons. Some of this stuff was just memorable for one moment, like the one before with the cupcakes and stuff. It was a big deal, but I think Hannah and Caleb breaking up should be higher than the whole Mona putting the note in the trash can. And that's just my opinion. I think their breakup episode was way more memorable and way more of a better moment than Mona throwing the note in the trash. Now, don't get me wrong, that was a big moment in the story, you know what I'm saying? But to be before their actual breakup, yeah, and this whole Ian thing, I think should be higher than all of that shit. So number 21, we got baller status. Jason De Laurentiis playing basketball shirtless, I guess. I won't really attracted to what's the actor's name? Well, I'll just say I won't really attracted to Jason in season 1, season 2, because that's when he had that weird swoop hair and it was brown. I think now he a blonde and he got it cut back, or I don't know. I don't remember what that fool looked like, but back in season 1 and season 2, he wasn't on my sexy man radar. I'll just say that. But he could have been for y'all, and 21 could be a good spot for that. Okay, number 22, final showing. Season 2, episode 5, The Devil You Know. The PLLs visit Allison's grave at night. A projects the full film of Allison's death, and they find out she is still alive. I don't really remember this. I remember them going to the grave. I remember the whole projection shit, but I don't necessarily remember them finding out at this moment that she was alive. I could have sworn that they still thought she was dead until until what, season 4, season 3, late season 3 maybe. But I could be wrong. But I thought that they were still like, I don't know if she's alive. You know, I don't really remember this being the moment where they all were just sure that the bitch was alive. I don't remember that, but I could be wrong. Okay, number 23, we got Runaway, Runaway. Wait, Runaway, Runaway. Season 2, episode 6, A takes over the fashion show. I think this was a pretty good moment, because I think the teachers and shit thought it was the girls. If I'm recalling correctly, they thought that the girls had put this together or something. I don't know. Some of the shit I don't really remember like that. So long ago, season 1, season 2, I haven't seen that shit in forever. Okay, 24, A Fond Farewell. And this is when Hannah and Caleb basically had a first little fight and they break up. This should be higher for me. Like I already stated, that should definitely be higher. Okay, 25, Baby One More Lie. Hefty Hannah dancing as Britney Spears, The First Secret. Now, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. I mean, I know what it is, because The First Secret is like my favorite episode. But Hefty Hannah dancing as Britney Spears, why is that 25? Why is that the piece of this episode that they choose to put in the top 25? I don't know. But just because this is my favorite episode, I will say this. Everything in this episode should probably be number 25. Just for the simple fact, this is when we first see Allison getting those text messages and seeing how she deals with it and shit. I don't think that just Hannah dancing around as Britney Spears should be number 25. Who made this list? Let me remind y'all, the cast and crew of Pretty Little Liars made this list. Now, before I end this video, I want to say this. Go back and look at everything I said that was in the top 25. Those are the things that the cast and crew of Pretty Little... Let me repeat. Those are the things that the cast and crew thought were the most important in the 100 best, the top 25 out of the 100 best Pretty Little Liars moments. Now, I just want y'all to keep that in mind. I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to go through. I'm not going to be negative. But I just want y'all to pay attention to that. This is what they thought was the most important. So when you think about season 6, when you think about what Marlene said, she went back and watched all the episodes. This is the shit that she was talking about. This top 25 right here. But yeah, y'all. That was the top 25 best moments. Peace.